Welcome to Wipeout Canada Athlete Edition, where for one time only we feature 20 of the finest, most distinguished athletes in Canadian history.
2, 4, 6, 8, you're all here for me to beat.
And that guy.
Olympic medalists, team sports stars, national and world champions alike are about to go head-to-head on the most spectacular obstacle course ever assembled.
Those crazy enough to accept the challenge must be prepared for the spills.
The thrills.
And the fantastic fumbles.
The 4 contestants left standing will face off in the Wipeout zone.
Each week from 20 contestants, only one will emerge victorious. Who will win?
Who will lose?
And who will, wait for it,
Right.
wipe out. Greetings, Canada. I'm Johnathan Torrens, and with me, as always, is my esteemed co-host.
Hi, I'm Ennis Esmer.
You gotta wait till I finish.
Sorry.
We've got a special episode for you today as 20 Canadian athletes from all walks of sport will compete against one another for the title of Wipeout champion.
And the last athlete standing will claim our $50,000 grand prize. But not before they go toe-to-toe with this week's qualifier.
Right, where each of our contestants will be facing off against the following 4 elements, starting with the log roll,
They're gonna run across it.
the sucker punch,
They're gonna sidestep it.
the world-famous big balls,
They're gonna bounce across them.
and finally, the wall.
They're probably just gonna swing right into that thing.
Given that our entire field of competitors is of the athletic persuasion, it should make for a pretty tight contest.
Keeping in mind, only the top 12 will move on past the qualifier and on to the next round, and more importantly, one step closer to the Wipeout zone, and that sweet, sweet 50 grand.
Well, let's stop dilly-dallying and get right to it, huh? The third member of our Wipeout Canada team is Jessica Phillips, and she's down on the course with our first contestant.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Alana Waberski.
Oh, that's 15 yards for roughing the hostess.
And she's approaching the log roll. Oh, how's that for a first down?
But she's right back up, facing a second down and long.
And she's onto the last log. Oh, can we get that first down marker?
Oh, she comes up just inches short.
Whoa, it's a good thing they stopped testing TV hosts for steroids this year. Hey, Ennis, how did Alana feel about this particular obstacle?
I can take a hit and keep on going.
Okay, we get it. You can take a hit.
But how about an illegal hand to the face?
No flag down on that play, just the contestant.
Now she gets set to tackle the big balls. Here she's got to bounce across all 4 to move safely to the next obstacle.
Come on.
Kind of like the opposite of that.
Well, now she's at the wall.
And she's off, and she could go all the... And she wiped out.
Good thing she can take a hit.
I can take a hit. I can take a hit.
And our first athlete sets the bar at 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Who's next?
Cross-country skier Ivan Babikov.
Cross-country skiers, go! Yeah, buddy!
Okay.
Now, I heard that you competed for Canada and Russia.
That's right, but not many people know that.
Pigas pozdravляю, операция Wipeout Domination началась. Или те огромные красные шары.
Готов выполнять. Разрешите выполнению. Я готов. Я их разорву сейчас там еще.
So, Ivan, I wish you the best of luck. Back to you guys.
Ivan has represented both Russia and Canada. I think he's taking the cross-country thing a little too literally.
Yeah, I get it. Well, let's see if Soviet defector and assumed super spy Ivan Babikov can handle the rolling logs.
Divide!
I bet they're talking about nuclear missiles or something.
Hey, Ivan, meet Bowles. Big Bowles. I can't do a British accent.
I forgot James Bond moved.
That's a big ball? I've seen bigger. What?
She's down already.
Come on, comrade, you can do this.
And Comrade needs to land and stick on this narrow platform, but he slams right into the Berlin Wall.
Not in Russia.
Right. I was thinking the Great Wall of China.
Also not in Russia.
Next up is pro wrestler Veronica Glesk from Coquitlam, BC.
Look at me. I'm rough. I'm tough. I got the looks.
You're not even
Please?
a real athlete.
Listen.
Come on.
Let's see if the wrestler can force the qualifier to submit.
Now, I'm not a betting man, Ennis, at least as far as Revenue Canada knows, but I'll bet Veronica lays a smack down on this course.
Is there a brake on that thing? The
is the kind of unexpected thing that can happen, I guess, when a sport is actually real.
I think she's putting the audience in a sleeper hold. Okay, my ADD's kicking in. Can we show someone getting hurt?
How about sharpshooter Kim Savory from New Westminster, BC, about to play target practice with the wall?
Oh, much better. Thank you, Kim.
Looks like the wall was wearing its own pin-proof vest.
Oh, burn.
Totally.
Crap fight.
You know, with all these uber competitive athletes around Ennis, there's bound to be some trash talking.
Yeah, like, your mama's like a library, open to the public.
Jeez, that's just mean.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's my mother you're talking about. She did what she had to do.
Oh, jeez.
Know what I mean?
I crossed the line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Susan.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Now, do any of the other athletes intimidate you?
Nah, not really. Probably all these other people, they don't know pain like I do.
I'm the only real athlete around here, all right?
Now, do you have any competition out there?
Not yet, until I look in the mirror. That's about it.
Well, you know, running your mouth, that's not a sport either, right?
I don't know. The loser was talking some smack about you earlier. I mean, if I could lay on a crazy carpet and slide down a hill all day, I'd be happy too. I thought this was an absolute athlete show, but as far as I'm concerned, I think I'm the only athlete here. You guys brought guys that lollygag around on skis. I'm surprised you guys haven't brought in some figure skaters.
Actually, Tessa, we brought in someone even more fearsome, a professional baton twirler.
Oh my.
And he's French.
So, Tessa, you have to tell us, what was it like winning gold?
Probably the best experience ever.
Wait, was that a baton?
Yeah, if you look closely.
You're gonna have to excuse me.
Guys, we're gonna need a little time out here.
Ouch! Tessa was a key member of Canada's Olympic gold medal winning women's hockey team in Vancouver. Let's see if she has the same Midas touch here on the qualifier. She's across the rolling logs.
She drops her bucket and charges to the sucker punch wall.
Yikes, that almost punched her face off.
Tessa manages to touch the white glove, meaning she can move on even if she falls in the mud. Through the sucker punch without losing any teeth.
Very impressive run so far by Tessa. Let's see if the big balls ice her chances.
You've had the biggest balls I've ever seen!
For the American hockey fans out there, why don't we give a little visual help over the balls?
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's not distract from what looks like a pristine run.
Oh, almost down on the last ball. But she hangs in there.
It's that kind of strength and determination that earned Tessa, and by extension all of us, that gold medal. And she's across. Amazing recovery.
And Tessa finishes with an impressive time of 1 minute, 41 seconds.
Eat it!
Jessica, who's next?
Hey, guys, I'm standing here with Scott and Dominic. You guys are both Olympic athletes.
Right.
And you won...
Silver.
And...
Gold.
Ouch, 2 friends, one with a gold, the other with a silver. Now we've got ourselves a real competition here.
An epic battle between 2 rowers, and I never ever thought I'd hear myself say that.
Don't fall! Don't fall!
Hey, it looks like Jess is trying to be that guy at the front of the boat who yells at everyone.
You mean a coxswain?
You watch your mouth. Dominic's onto the sucker punch.
Dodge! Dodge!
Jess continuing to cox him along.
Isn't that favoritism?
Row! Row! Row!
Yeah, we actually find that pretty annoying.
Row!
Nope, she's just trying to annoy him.
That's our girl.
Now getting set to navigate the wall. Jessica?
Swing! 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 Land! Land! Land!
How about water, water, water?
Next up is Dominic's rival, Scott.
This is gonna be awesome! Woo!
Now, for the record, we hosts at Wipeout Canada are completely unbiased when it comes to our competitors.
That being said, let's sit back and watch to see if Scott, the scrappy underdog, can best his rival. Captain thinks he's great.
Is it just me, or is this guy poetry in motion?
Just look at him roll, roll, roll his way gently across the logs.
Oh my God. Even when he falls, it's graceful.
Beauty.
Now let's watch him finish. I'm tearing up a little bit here.
And Scott, the awesome oarsman, finishes in an unbelievable time of 1 minute, 28 seconds.
Yes! And the rivals swap bragging rights here on Wipeout Canada.
I loves me a good underdog story.
Oh man, coming up after the break, we've got more trash-talking rivals, more riveting runs,
And plenty more Wipeouts. Welcome back to Wipeout Canada.
Now, this is a very special episode as we are pitting 20 of Canada's top athletes against each other and our course. Right now, they're battling it out in our qualifier for a spot in the top 12. Only the 6 fastest men and the 6 fastest women will move on, and competition has been hot.
Sure has, Ennis. Speaking of which, down on the course now, we've got 3 beautiful and talented ladies with fairly unique skill sets. They all specialize in violence. We have karate champion Andrea Mayakawa, kickboxer Charmaine Tweet, and fencer Nikki Sapera.
Catfight. All right.
Scratch it. How are you feline?
Wipeout combat!
I make grown women bleed and cry. It's time to bow down to Sensei. Woo! I'm going Wipeout!
Wipeout combat!
Oh, this will be fine, okay.
Log roll level. Fight!
Look out! Oh, wow! Oh, that was great.
Everyone else is like, oh, the sucker punch. I don't want to get hit in the face. It's like, bring it on.
Pretty cocky. Let's see how this goes.
Sucker punch level.
Oh, ouch!
Finish her. Eliminated. Big ball level. Fight. Finish her. Wipeout combat. Eliminated. You win. Continue.
Oh man, I'm out of quarters. Oh well, while Andrea finished with the best time, all 3 are looking good to advance to the next round.
All right, Johnathan, now I'm not gonna lie, I am really excited.
Me too. Why?
Because our next contestant is Cam Connor. He's played for the Montreal Canadiens, the Edmonton Oilers, and now he's playing for 50 grand on Wipeout Canada.
I heard that you used to play with no helmet on. That's craziness.
That's back in the day when the hockey players were real men. We didn't wear helmets. Maybe not a little smart, but back in the day, we never talked about concussions. We said, oh, you got your bell rung.
Do you think you'll get your bell rung today?
I do.
Andy was right. Cam should be thankful the sucker punch wall didn't drop the gloves. What do you think is under those anyway?
An intricate series of complex robot hands?
Yeah, or metal sticks.
Let's see if Cam can shake it off in time for the big balls. Oh, and he flies through the air like Henderson scoring against the Russians.
Wow, member? Watch as Cam takes a good old-fashioned hip check.
No, I think he'd do better if he took off his skate guards.
Now on to the final obstacle. He falls heavily into the boards and goes offside. Now let's mosey on back to the top of the course.
This contestant is showing us how he rolls. Who is this cowboy?
Why, it's none other than Devin Mazie from Botha, Alberta. More like, don't even bother.
Snap!
Let's get her done.
Do you think you're going to do well out there?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think you're better than your competition?
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that you broke the most bones out of anyone that's on our course.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's a question, Devin. Do you like getting sucker punched on Wipeout Canada?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeehaw! It's time to ride the big balls.
And our bull rider gets bucked off.
Rewind that. That's better. Continue.
Now back at the top of the big balls, it's Hallie Van Meeuwen from Ottawa, Ontario. And she knows a few things about jumping.
Now, do you think you can make it over all 4 big balls?
I jump around all day long. I think that gives me a little bit of an advantage.
All right, Hallie, prove it. Advantage big balls.
Whoa, looks like our trampolinist just got double bounced.
And now for the wall. Oh, and she can't stick the landing.
It's a little more difficult, I guess, when you aren't landing on an enormous, flat, bouncy object.
Indeed. All right, let's check back in with Jessica.
Yeah. How's the cleavage there?
Why is she wearing spandex?
Skin to win!
to win because use your imagination, but as little as possible under the suit for aerodynamics to be quick. And to look good in your suit.
Okay, let's see how skeleton racer Michelle Kelly does on the big balls.
And she's out of the blocks. Oh. And she slides down. Aren't skeleton racers supposed to go head first? What a loser.
All right, who's next? Oh, it's that annoying French guy.
I'm pretty good at this.
No, you're not. I'm gonna show you what it is.
Anyways.
Are we done yet?
How rude. Let's see how he... Wait, what's the masculine of Majorette?
Major?
Okay, let's see how Major Gregory Teenage Chow fares on the rolling logs.
Oh, looks like he's a better spinner with his hands than his feet. On to the sucker punch, which never fails to put folks in their place.
And Major Gregory reliving high school for a bit here.
Is it bad that I enjoy him getting smacked in the face?
Only if it's bad that we do, Jessica.
Wow, the sucker punch is really pushing his batons.
The course always gets revenge on people who are rude to Jessica, who is now standing with ex-CFLer Kelly Lockbaum.
I don't know, you're pretty cocky.
Confident, cocky, you think you're the best? You know what? I know I'm the best.
Now, Kelly, you play for a team in the NFL, is that right?
The CFL.
What's the CFL?
I do all my own stunts!
That's only because no stuntman would willingly do this.
To be fair, we may have set the bar a little high with this final obstacle.
Goes to show even world-class athletes can overcome some parts of the Wipeout course.
That's right, Johnathan. Of our 20 competitors, a whopping 0 managed to stick the landing despite trying every single trick in the book.
So I hereby name this obstacle the Impossible Wall of Doom.
I'm still trying to find something I'm not good at.
How about this? I bet Kelly's wishing he didn't say that. You know, there have been a lot of regrets on the course so far today, Ennis, but only one is worthy of being our car star make it unhappen moment of the round.
It's gotta be sassy baton twirler Gregory Teenage Chow. He just chose the wrong person to mess with during their interview. What's that? You want more airtime so you try to steal some focus? Maybe don't steal it from cigar-smoking, beer-swilling, gold medal hockey champ Tessa Bonhomme. I'll bet he wishes he could make this unhappen.
While Baton Boy failed to move on, Tessa made it through, along with rowing rivals Scott and Dominic, CFLer Cocky Kelly, and bull rider Devin.
Coming up, our top 6 men and top 6 women will be tested in the always thrilling sweep around. We'll be right back on Wipeout Canada. Welcome back to Wipeout Canada Athlete Edition, where the competitors have proven to be tougher, faster, and stronger than ever before.
After eliminating 8 of Canada's top athletes in the qualifier, it's now time for the remaining 12 contestants to move on to the Motrin sweeper round.
That's right, Johnathan, and among our triumphant 12, we've got Olympic hockey heroine Tessa Bonhomme, Foxy fencer Nikki Sapira,
the karate hottie Andrea Mayakawa, Olympic triple jumper Oral Ogilvy, and Muay Thai champ Charmaine Tweet.
Now it's time to see which of our remaining athletes can clean up on the sweeper and move one step closer to $50,000 and the title of Wipeout champion.
In this round, Ennis contestants will stand and try to maintain their position on these tiny pedestals while having to contend with the sweeper arm.
This week, our competitors will face the added challenge of having to jump through this red ring. Very fitting for our Olympic contingent.
Good observation.
Thank you.
And although the top 7 will move on for a crack at the 50 grand, only the man or woman who's left standing at the end will get a free pass directly to the Wipeout zone.
So, Johnathan, if you were a betting man, and I think we've established that you are, who do you think stands the best shot of moving on past the sweeper?
Well, as an obstacle that calls upon the art of jumping, I'd have to say trampolinist Hallie from Ottawa probably has the edge.
You know, actually, I put my money on Olympic triple jumper Oral Ogilvy. He hopped, skipped, and jumped all the way from Calgary, Alberta, and right through the qualifier.
Sweeper, I must break you!
It sweeps, I score. Sweeper, get ready to be sliced.
Sweeper! And here we go. The mighty stand before us, triumphant. Okay, someone's down already.
Right out of the gate, down goes gold medalist rower Dominic. Let's see what happened. Just what I thought. He fell for no reason whatsoever. Okay, let's try this again.
For those who dare to brave the okay, another person's down.
That person is Oral Ogilvy, and he is out. So much for that jumping ability.
All bets are off now as Canada's strongest warriors compete in... Oh my God, are you serious? Can I get a sentence out here?
2 more down, CFLer Cocky Kelly and Muay Thai champion Charmaine Tweet.
Oh, another one's down. Oh, not even a full cycle around, and skeleton racer Michelle gets rattled by the sweeper arm. She's eliminated, and that means everyone else advances. But the buy into the wipeout zone is still up for grabs.
Will it be Bull Rider Devin, the Karate Hottie Andrea, Double Agent Ivan,
Foxy Fencer Nikki, Hockey Toughie Tessa, Rower Scott, or Lady of the Tramp Hallie?
Well, now that we've cut the fat, maybe we can look forward to some more spirited competition.
And now that we're down to the real competitors, I think it's time to up the ante. And by up, I mean raise, and by ante, I mean sweeper arm.
I have no idea what you just said.
We just raised the sweeper arm a little bit.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, they're fast!
The bar has been raised, the pace increased. Let's see how they fare now.
Hey now. Pipe down, Russia.
Our athletes continue to talk trash out on the course.
Hey, speaking of trash, yo mama is so sorry. Sorry, Susan.
Back to the action. My pick Hallie is safely through, as are Devin, Andrea, and Ivan. This group proving they really want that buy into the wipeout zone.
Our final 7 are jumping through hoops like they're trying to get funding from the government.
And the sweeper claims his latest victim, slicing down Foxy Fencer Nikki Sapera.
Can I see that again? Guard, turn, parry, dodge, spin, ha, thrust, splash.
I totally get that reference.
That's all that really matters to me.
Now only 6 remain, including Double Agent Ivan, the Karate Hottie, the Lady of the Tramp, Bull Rider Devin, Hockey Heroine Tessa, and Awesome Oarsman Scott. Only the last one standing gets the free pass to the wipeout zone.
Cue the dramatic music.
Wow, that really works. I've got goosebumps.
The best thing is we don't even have to talk.
I know, just sit here and watch and let the music do its thing.
You really gotta appreciate a good composer. You know what I mean? Really
hard to
takes
find.
it to the next level. Yeah. Whoa, back that up.
We get another wipeout twofer as the sweeper takes out Karate Hottie Andrea Miyakawa and Russian-turned-Canadian cross-country skier Ivan Babikov.
Down to the final 4. Let's raise that bar one last time.
Rower Scott braces for possible impact, but makes it through, and Hallie almost takes a tumble.
Tessa avoids the hit, and Devin refuses to take any bull from the sweeper arm.
Nice. Coming back around even faster now. Oh, and Tessa's down in spectacular fashion.
And there goes Hallie. Our last 2 girls are out.
Let's have another look as Tessa gets 2 minutes for diving.
And Hallie fails to bounce back after an ugly dismount.
Down to the final 2, going for that bye, the strongest bull rider Devin and Olympic rowing medalist Scott.
And Devin can't stay in the saddle. Giddy down, meaning Scott is the winner of the Motrin sweeper round.
Scott, you're advancing to the wipeout zone. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. That was so much fun, and I'm straight through the final round.
Aren't you excited?
That means these 6 courageous Canucks will be competing in the next round to join him in the wipeout zone.
And with Scott earning the MVP of the sweeper, let's hand out another award of sorts for the Motrin wickedest wipeout of the round.
You know, there's no contest for me here. This goes to Olympic hockey champ Tessa Bonhomme, who gets sent flying by the sweeper arm. Tough shift.
Congratulations, Tessa. Stay tuned for more Wipeout Canada.
Welcome back to Wipeout Canada Athletes Edition. Before the break, Olympic rower Scott Franzen proved to be faster, higher, and stronger than his competitors, earning a bye straight into the wipeout zone.
But 6 other athletes remain in the hunt, and they are Bull Rider Devin, Foxy Fencer Nikki, Karate Hottie Andrea, Hockey Heroine Tessa, and Lady of the Tramp Hallie, not to mention Double Agent Ivan.
These 6 now must compete in the Dizzy Dummy for the 3 remaining spots in the wipeout zone and that chance to win $50,000.
That's right, Ennis. Now here's how it works. The Dizzy Dummy is made up of 3 rounds, each starting with a spin on the Dizzy Dummy itself. followed by a race across an obstacle. First the tippy tables, then the cylinder run, and finally the tippy tables one last time.
Now, normally the round stops when the first person makes it across, but since we're dealing with Canada's top athletes in this episode, everyone must make it across, and the last person to do so eliminated from the competition.
From 6 contestants, only 3 will survive.
I'm gonna puke on you.
No.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Release the hounds.
Here we go.
And the dizzy dummy is underway.
We can stop now.
Good idea, Ivan. Let's stop going in that direction and start it back up the other way.
That is always my favorite part.
What, watching a group of innocent people think their agony is finally over, only to make it continue?
Yeah.
Me too, right?
And the dizzy dummy finally shows mercy. Our athletes unstrap and race out into the course.
Taking the early lead is Ivan. Look at him go, Ennis. And he makes it look easy, so Ivan is safe.
The cross-country skier is proving he can also do it on the slopes.
Meanwhile, back at amateur hour,
look at Tessa as she takes advantage of the opening and legs it across.
some of them seem to be just sliding down for fun.
Not Hallie, who springs herself to the finish with a pretty sweet somersault to boot.
Here, Nikki tries the dive for no reason and don't move technique.
Big fan. And there's Andrea with the old one step and give up.
Classic.
Wait, Nikki's back up and onto the second platform. Oh, but she can't keep her footing.
And that paves the way for Devin, who rumbles through like a bull in a Russia shop.
China shop.
How's that?
One of these 2 lovely ladies will not be joining us at the Wipeout zone.
The 2 ladies in question are foxy fencer Nikki and karate hottie Andrea.
Now, at this point in the competition, the girls are trying to psych each other out by looking completely hopeless.
Think of $50,000.
Jessica reminding them what's at stake.
And that's all Nikki needs to slash her way to the finish. That means the karate hottie Andrea's day is done.
She just earned her black belt in failure.
1 down, 2 to go. It's time for the cylinder run.
And the 5 survivors take another ride on the dizzy dummy.
You know, the one disadvantage athletes have is that they're just not as used to the spins as us regular Joes.
Yeah, except we're not regular Joes, Ennis. We're the host of a ratings juggernaut.
I know. Just sometimes I still try to relate. Our athletes are finally released from captivity back into the wild.
Nikki's the first to test the water.
Oh, and Ivan jackknifes right behind her. Here, Devin tries his hand.
Hey, what's with everyone just standing back and waiting for each other?
I know, man. How Canadian is that?
The watch and learn approach doesn't exactly appear to be working.
I haven't seen this many athletes taking dives since the World Cup of Soccer. Believe it or not, Tessa's been standing back the entire time. Let's see what she's learned.
Looks like the intermission helped.
And Tessa's on to the next round. Trying to follow in her footsteps is Nikki, and she falls just short.
Up next is Ivan.
Ivan, you gotta quit rushing.
And Devin gets hickory smoked in the bulls. Even Nikki feels the pain.
Are they twins?
Why?
Never mind.
Back to the action. Ivan and Hallie are neck and neck on the course and face to face into the cylinders.
Devin's up for another run. Understandably a little more careful, and he's through. We're down to 3.
Hallie leaps into action like a woman on a mission, if that mission happened to be swimming back to the start.
Ivan launches himself right through again like a Russian rocket.
It's now down to Nikki and Hallie. Nikki has the upper hand so far.
Can she do it again? Can she? Yes, she can.
Shiver me timbers, she's through again. Man, this girl is clutch.
She keeps squeaking through, kind of like me in college. But it means Lady of the Tramp Hallie has been bounced from the competition.
It's down to the last 4, and at stake, the final 3 spots in the Wipeout zone.
And a chance at that 50,000 we've heard so much about.
Devin's the first to saddle up, and the latest to slide down. Ivan, the not-so-terrible, sprints through and grabs one of the coveted spots in the final round. Tessa ready to take her shot. Oh, but she catches an edge, slides off the boards and onto the melted ice.
Look at Devin barreling through like he's seeing red, and ole, he's made it.
Yarima!
Now we're down to our final 2 for the last spot in the Wipeout zone.
Foxy fencer Nikki comes right out of the gate and lands it. Oh, but she slips off.
I don't know. Did that count? Is she out?
The rule here is that you must get both feet down on the platform in order to finish the round.
Now Tessa stares down the tippy tables, but this time her patience is not a virtue.
And that leaves the door wide open for Nikki, Miss Crunch Time. Can she make it a 3-peat in the clutch?
She can! Nikki is through.
Unfortunately, that means Tessa is eliminated. Ennis, how do you think she did out there tonight?
Well, you know, the bottom line is you just got to give 110% out there. Everyone's got to roll. You just got to stay focused, keep working hard, banging the boards, and you take it one game at a time, game in, game out. If she keeps her chin up, I think at the end of the day, she's probably going to get the bounce to go her way.
Thanks for this.
Hey, thanks, JP.
Off you go then. Well, when we return, these 4 contestants will compete head-to-head in the Wipeout zone for a chance at victory, and $50,000.
Welcome back to Wipeout Canada, the Ultimate Athlete Edition. Here, one of our final contestants will be crowned greatest ultimate athlete in Wipeout history.
And will win the grand prize of $50,000.
Right, yes, that as well.
But this ain't no walk in the giant wet vinyl park, no siree, Robert. To claim the grand prize, they're gonna have to navigate 6 of the most terrifying obstacles known to man, woman, or athlete. First, they'll fly down the killer surf clinging to an inner tube.
From there, they'll move on to the barrel run, scale their way across the water wall, and onto the sponge towel spinner.
They'll then sprint across the roller, leap across the launch pads, and up onto the finishing platform in order to stop the clock and maybe, just maybe, win $50,000.
Well, if they have the best time.
But only one of our final 4 athletes can be crowned champion and collect the grand prize. So, may the best athlete win.
Excluding Ennis and Johnathan, who are the best automatically. Up first is 23-year-old Foxy fencer Nikki Sapera from Pembroke, Ontario. Let's have a gander at how she sliced her way through the competition thus far.
After lunging through the qualifier, Nikki thrust her way into the sweeper, taking 3 stabs at the dizzy dummy, just squeaking through each time to become the last athlete to qualify for the Wipeout zone. Hey, Ennis, do Canadian fencers stand on guard for thee?
So will Nikki, with her rapier wit and fancy footwork, triumph when it counts the most? And she's off. Down the killer surf, soaring through the air, made a lot of distance on that inner tube.
Now arriving at the barrel run, where she'll ascend a slippery slope, leaping over big metal barrels. Something I'm sure she does for training anyway.
Who's her coach, Super Mario? She falls, but springs back up and is at the top in under 30 seconds.
Now onto the water wall, where this fancy fencer has to withstand a torrent of water while shimmying across a very teensy ledge.
I thought a fencer just bought stolen goods. She's moving well here.
Yeah, you don't want to rush this one, Ennis, because if you fall, you've got to swim all the way back to the start of the water wall. Like that saying, if at first you don't succeed, swim back to the start of the water wall.
You know, I have that on a poster in my office.
She's made it safely to the platform on the other side. Miss Musketeer makes it. Good landing there. So far, nothing has slowed her down. She stays on for an extra spin to get her bearings.
And now she leaps to the next platform and sticks the landing. She is looking very good here, Johnathan. Also vaguely like Rosario Dawson.
I see it.
She gets set, focuses. Now she wants to time her and she immediately falls into the water.
Ouch, the roller is the first thing to slow Nikki down so far, and it will cost her a lot of time as she has to swim back to the start of the obstacle.
The second time through, the roller automatically stops spinning, but it is still a wet, squishy cylinder. Our Foxy fencer takes it slow this time and is across to the launch pads. Now only 2 trampolines stand between her and the finish. She leaps down to the first trampoline and sticks it.
Okay. What?
She locks in her timing, takes a big leap, and...
She managed to find the part of the trampoline that isn't springy, and as a result gets a face full of that second launch pad.
I'd have grabbed on with me teeth.
Arr.
Another chunk of the clock eaten up as she climbs to the start of the obstacle again.
She really has to make this a clean run from here on out if she wants to set a tough time to beat.
Down to the first trampoline, where she stops and gets reset. Second time's the charm.
Oh my God, I have that poster too. So close to the finish line now. Takes a few hops, just trying to find the perfect timing, and she...
Oh, that's not what you want. Fencer Nikki seemed to lose her balance a little. She drifted back, and down she went.
Curses. Foiled again.
All right, third time's the charm on the launch pads. Can she make it? Nikki lands on the first. Times the second. And lands it.
There you go. She has just one more leap to go. And Nikki Sapera finishes with a time of 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Not half bad.
You're so pessimistic. Not half good.
Bring it, boys! Let's go!
So tell me this, Ennis, who's the first to step up and challenge Nikki Sapera's time?
Why, it's none other than double agent Ivan Babikoff from Canmore, Alberta. Or is it? Yes, it is. Comrade Ivan has had a very solid day. First, putting up a nuclear time on the qualifier, going rogue on the sweepers, and breaking away on the dizzy dummy like a Soviet republic. Look, just like a missile.
At the top of the killer surf, the Russian readies himself to launch an attack on the Wipeout zone in the name of every man, woman, and child on Earth.
Most nostalgic skiers of the world.
Or just those specific guys.
The codes have been inputted. Launching rubber dinghy in 3, 2, 1. And we have liftoff. Ivan becomes the first Russian in space. The space at end of the ramp, huh?
He fell out of the tube on landing, but in the direction of the ramp, so he's got a shorter swim to the barrel run.
Up the ramp to the first of the barrels, over easily, and over the second, making great time, and oh, geez!
Gets tripped up and takes a giant barrel to the cranium. I bet that hurt his head, Ennis.
Well, yeah, Johnathan, probably. He's right back up, though, and he moves onto the water wall. Now, that freezing water comes down with a heck of a lot of force, which makes it very hard to concentrate.
It's like some kind of Russian water torture.
Chinese water torture.
What are you on about? And Ivan is across. He's ahead of our leader at this time in the course.
At the sponge towel spinner looking for an entrance. Timing is important here, and he's on.
Now looking for an exit strategy and struggling to find his balance, and he goes off the wrong way. Musk, ow! What happened there?
He just couldn't get a handhold, and down he went, which means he must swim back to the middle of the water wall and try again.
Still moving at a good clip, and with Nikki's trouble on the trampolines, Comrade Babikoff still has a strong chance at challenging her time.
Ivan leaps to the spinner, just has to climb to his feet, which he refuses to do for some reason.
Ivan now finally on his feet and looking for the exit platform. Misses it again, Ennis. Each time around is going to cost valuable seconds. Here he comes around, jumps, he's on. No, he slid off again.
Now, because Ivan didn't get both feet under him on the platform, he has to swim all the way back to the water wall again. This has to be exhausting. Does he have enough gas left in the tank?
He's an Olympic athlete. I'll bet he's okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there aren't a lot of humongous wet climbing walls in cross-country skiing.
Depends which country. Meanwhile, Ivan is looking kind of tuckered out. That swim takes a lot out of you, which is why I refuse to swim. That and sharks.
Right. He finally makes a clean exit from the spinner, and he still has around 40 seconds left.
He's not gonna get it here. He's not gonna get it here. Absolutely not.
Nikki throwing some bad juju at our defector, and it works. Ivan the Terrible is off the roller, which could just about assassinate his chances. Climbing back up, the end literally in sight. One last push for Ivan.
He makes it across the roller.
With a clean run through the launch pads, he could still make it.
Onto the first trampoline. Time is ticking away, but he's not moving. He's got to hurry up here.
And the horn sounds, ending his run and his chance at the $50,000 grand prize. So our foxy fencer fends off her first fella.
Join us after the break to see if our two final contenders can challenge Nikki for Wipeout supremacy and $50,000. Welcome back to Wipeout Canada Athlete Edition. It is time to go for the gold.
After a tense couple of runs, we're ready to move on to the second half of the Wipeout zone. Two competitors remain to challenge current top time holder, fencer Nikki Sapera.
First up, professional bull rider Devin Mazie. Let's see how he moseyed his way into the Wipeout zone.
Devin blazed his saddle through the qualifier, stopping for a quick Bronco ride on the big balls before lassoing second place in the sweeper round.
Yee-haw! The tippy table bucked him into the water, so he had to spin again, but he didn't chuck his wagons and instead cantered through the dizzy dummy round into the finals. No bull.
Here we go.
And lonesome cowboy Devin Mazie is off down the killer surf and is absolutely launched off the slide.
You can see him using his bronc riding skills to stay on top of the dinghy till he got nice and close to the next obstacle.
Now he makes his way up the ramp, onto the barrel run. No trouble on the first one, or the second one, or the third one, or the fourth one, and he's up. Told you I could count.
There are barrels at rodeos, right? That's probably why he did well there.
Excellent color commentary, Johnathan. Now, Dude Devin is onto the water wall, having a little trouble figuring out his hand placement.
And he's going to have to hold on for a lot longer than 8 seconds, put it that way.
Well, he is making his way across that slippery son of a gun, nice and steady. Next up, the sponge towel spinner.
Take your time, Devin!
Nikki's not shy about discouraging her competitors, is she?
Just a lot of issues there. He mounts the spinner without too much trouble. Let's see if Devin has better luck than Ivan did. Now he hangs on, takes a spin to get the timing right for his dismount.
Here it comes, and he lands it on his first try. Over 2 minutes to take the lead, and he only has 2 obstacles left.
He swiftly trots off onto the roller, but whoa, Daisy! Finally, an obstacle slows him down.
He's forced to swim back and try the roller again, but he's still got plenty of time.
With the roller in park for the second attempt, Devin takes advantage to move to the herd of the class.
Our cowboy approaches the launch pads.
He leaps and jumps straight to the second pad. Oh, but his momentum carried him right over.
A risky move to bounce straight to the second tramp, and one that doesn't pay off as he couldn't grab hold. Now, this is going to cost him precious time, though he does have some to spare.
He climbs back to the top of the launch pad. Let's see if he tries the same strategy.
He jumps. Doesn't look like he has enough bounce, but he grabs on and drags his sorry carcass onto the second trampoline.
One last leap to take over the top spot in the wipeout zone, and he does it! With a time of 2 minutes and 51 seconds, cowboy Devin Mazie hog-ties first place.
Oh, no.
So with a new time to beat, we move on to our final contestant, silver medal Olympian rower Scott Franzen.
So how did he rock and row his way into the Final Four?
I was about to tell them. Sheesh. Scott got paddled by the big balls, but finished strong before taking gold on the sweeper round and stroking his way straight into the wipeout zone.
Let's head to the top of the course and see what he can do.
And away he goes, trying to stay on course with some fancy footwork.
Hey, big splash.
Being an Olympic rower, Ennis, you gotta figure he's at home in the water.
No, Johnathan, you gotta figure he's at home on the water.
Right.
He's up the ramp, about to face off against a barrel run, which he handles in a jiffy. No problems there whatsoever.
Another great start. These athletes are really tearing up the first part of the wipeout zone. Putting his ducks in a row, Silver Scott traverses his way past the wall in the best time today.
Already launching himself onto the spinner. Can he hold on? No! The first setback of his run as the spinner spun him into the waters below. He's moving so quickly we can hardly squeeze in any puns.
That, and we don't know that much about rowing. He's back up onto the sponge towel spinner in almost no time, though, and this time he sticks the landing.
And jumps off first time around.
Absolutely dominating this course so far, Ennis.
He takes off on the roller and, oh, a big crunch there as his feet spun right out from under him. We've got to see that one more time. That's going to make this a very tight race.
He's back up to the roller now and virtually sprints across.
No hesitation. He jumps straight down. Scott is fearless. He could do it.
He's going to have a clean run to challenge Devin. He's across to stop the clock. But was he fast enough? Any last rowing puns?
I got nothing.
I can't think of anything either. Canoe?
Did I win?
I can tell you that the time difference was 38 seconds.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Was it good? You're gonna stretch it out a little bit more. We're gonna go to commercial break or something before you tell me?
You are the winner of our athletes episode. You are the winner of the Wipeout Zone. You won $50,000.
Scott Franzen lands in the winner's circle and is Wipeout Canada's ultimate athlete. Way to go, Scott. We knew you could do it. Well, that about does it for the athlete edition of Wipeout Canada.
Tune in next time for more crazy contestants, more out there obstacles, and more wicked Wipeout.
Until then, I'm Ennis Esmer.
And I'm Johnathan Torrens for Jessica Phillips. Good night and good Wipeouts.